Today we've got a lot of different options for window treatments. Here I'm doing my music room. This is a new window, and what I decided to do was a window film as a treatment. Prisms. So it catches the light and it makes a prism. It'll make a fancy effect on the wall and everything like that, and it will be a good base for the finished window treatment. I am going to show you today how to apply this treatment. Okay, so first thing we need to do is measure our window. We're measuring from the inside part of the frame and just the window part. So I see that this is about 19 7/8 inches by, when I go down, we're at about 33 3/4 inches. Now, depending on the type of window film you get, these are squares. So what I decided to do was I decided to have some leeway here. So I put, you can see that the squares are separated by an equal amount of clear space. So I decided to put an equal amount of clear space before. That gives me a lot of leeway. So I can actually cut this window film a little bit smaller. So instead of me cutting this piece to 33 3/4 and hoping that I cut everything perfectly square and it fits in, what I'm actually going to do with this is I'm going to cut this to a little bit previous. I'm going to cut this to 33 5/8. That'll give me a little, about 1/8 of an inch of leeway on this side. I will do the same thing with the width. A lot of these come in either an etched glass effect or they'll come in a continuous film, which is a picture. Those are going to be a lot harder unless they give you a pattern that has some of this clear. If you have some of this pattern that has clear, it's a lot easier to cut this. So it came up on a roll. I cut two pieces. One I've already applied. The other one is right here. So what I'm going to do is place this. I'm going to fit it dry. And if it binds anyway, or if there's anything about this that I feel I need to fix, I'm going to take some of that off in the middle, and it looks like it's a pretty good fit. Excellent. The other one I had to trim just a little bit after I took it in from the workshop. Ready to hit this, get this thing mounted. So first thing I'm going to do is clean the window. This is a solution that's got about 4 or 5 drops of dishwashing detergent, and then the rest of it's just water. This is a lot. If you've ever put window film on a vehicle before, this is the exact same kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is, it suggests that I lightly scrape the window. So I sprayed it. I'm going to lightly scrape it. I've changed the razor blade in here, so okay. Now I'm going to wipe it. I'm going to clean this window, make sure that it's absolutely clean before we start. Alright, so now I'm going to get the window wet. I'm going to spray it with copious amounts of this solution. And what we did is we took some Scotch tape and put it on each side of this film so that it starts to separate. The backing, because this film has a backing, I'm going to spray the adhesive side, the underside of the window treatment film as I peel. And we're going to make sure that we don't kink. Because if you kink and you put a crease in this film, it's going to be hard to get out. Perfect. Keep going. Keep going. You can't use enough of this stuff. Now she's going to place it. And right, we're going to place it first. We do have some time. I mean, it's not a super rush or anything, so make sure that you get it lined up and square. If it's something that's got, can you start taking that, after you get that placed, we need that Scotch tape off. We're going to try to get this as square as we possibly can. And try to get it where it fits evenly in the inside. It looks to me like it's a little crooked. So we're going to take that. We're going to move it up just a hair maybe. And that looks pretty good.
Spray it.
Looks pretty good. Okay. this is just a little, we're gonna get some spray stuff. I'm gonna pull it off again. I'm gonna spray it because it's starting, I wanna make sure that we keep it wet when we're working with it, because this is a little bit longer than it should have been. Just a little bit. But I think we can make it work. So we're just trying to get this set, moving it around. That looks good, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. Okay, now I'm going to take my squeegee.
You gotta wet it.
I'm going to wet this, and we're going to start moving it out from the center. This is taking that spray from the adhesive side, and it's working it out, and it's also setting it so you're removing the air bubbles at the same time. This is one of the easiest things to do because it's an absolute flat pane of glass. But you do need to make sure you get as much of that stuff out as possible. So now what we're going to start doing is catching this water and start drying it. I'm going to try to get out of the way while my wife starts drying it. Okay, it's actually the paper towel on the corners is actually going to wick the moisture out of from in between the treatment and the window itself. Unfortunately, it's an overcast day, so you can't see the effect that this prism film is going to have. I think it's going to be sweet though when it's done. Here you can see the finished product. We've got our prism window treatment on there. Easy as that.